Hello, I am Super Orange Cat, and this is my analysis for Toonami's ratings from June 15th, 2019. First, we have My Hero Academia at a 0.25 this week. Then you have Dragon Ball Super at a 0.31. Following that is Attack on Titan on a 0.20. Then we have The Promised Neverland at a 0.16. Then we have Sword Art Online Alicization at a 0.17. Following that, we have Black Clover this week at a Actually, we have Lupin the Third Part 5 at a 0.12. Then it's Black Clover. This week it was down to a 0.13. Then we have Boruto at a 0.12, Shippuden at a 0.12, and then you have Hunter x Hunter at a 0.13, and then the greatest anime of all time, Juseru Machu Picchu, at a 0.10. In general, I'll say, all things considered, is an even better week this week than last week. Most of the shows, though, roughly got around the same numbers it did, or moved up or down 1/100th of a point. So not much to analyze from that perspective. However, My Hero Academia pulling at a 0.25, going up 400ths, and it really shows that it is starting to get more and more comfortable with its position at 1030. People who had forgotten that it was pushed up earlier starting to watch it again. And perhaps some people who are watching from Family Guy, waiting for Super, is keeping the channel on Toonami and is watching My Hero Academia. Also, though, I have to point out one kind of major disappointment this week. Lupin the Third Part 5's debut only getting a 0.12. By comparison, most of the last few weeks of Jojo Diamond's Unbreakable was hanging around a 0.15 to like a 0.18. This is a bit of a drop from that, about several hundredths of a point. And hopefully this will help silence a lot of the criticism about JoJo saying that it's killing Toonami. Like this has clearly shown that it wasn't killing Toonami. It was actually quite a boon for Toonami rather than a burden. And this is Lupin the Third. This isn't necessarily like a random no-name anime. Like this is a long-running manga, long-running anime, and it's got a name in the anime community. It's not like they just some anime out of left field or something. It shows really just the strength that Jojo had on the block and the strength Jojo had to bring people to watch Toonami in the first place. Again, I guess I can go on about how the back end of the block is still having issues. Like Black Clover really isn't improving in ratings. Like it was hanging around like a high teens, like 0.18, 0.19 week after week after week for a while. Like 3, 4 weeks ago, it just plummeted to like a 0.14, 0.13 range, and it's kind of stayed there for a few weeks. Admittedly, I don't really watch Black Clover that intensely, so I don't know if it has anything to do with where they are in their current arc or not. But it's just interesting to show it, just see how it just dropped and hasn't yet really recovered from that. This is a show that not too long ago people were clamoring to get pushed up way early in the block. Maybe that closed down discussion of that for a while. And then again, you have to point out how Boruto, right before the change, was pulling in 0.3s and now is pretty much steady at a 0.12 or so. And it's just very disappointing. It just shows that it really doesn't have that much of a pull on its own self. It's just something that can fill in after super well. Considering that the general consensus is that Konami needs to find a way to keep steady ratings for when Dragon Ball Super is off the block at the end of this year. Boruto's not going to be well in that discussion for that since it can't really pull itself. However, My Hero Academia doing better and better at that, really helping its case. Although one thing kind of going against that is the fact that it's a seasonal show. It's not like Toonami bought several hundred episodes and is airing them in order, like something like Naruto Shippuden. My Hero Academia is going to have, I think, several more handfuls of episodes or so. Then it's going to go on break, and then we'll get. It hasn't been officially announced, but we're going to get season 4 of My Hero Academia on Toonami eventually, whenever that dub is ready to be aired, which I anticipate there will be some break in between, so you can't just necessarily hold on My Hero Academia being that savior, which is why I think Toonami is going to inevitably try to push Naruto Shippuden of all shows to the start, because more or less because it'll be the easiest for Toonami to do well. Like something they're really praying will do well. Because think about it, more than 5 years worth of episodes to air. I think they just in real life just got around near the finish of the dub, like online. Please don't correct me if I'm wrong on that. Like, I'm not sure they've finished the dub, like in reality, not just for Toonami, but in its original streaming service. And it's just something that's like you could plug it in. It's got the name recognition, like of all the anime on the block, if you don't count Dragon Ball, Naruto is probably far and away the biggest name recognition in there. So it's something to be like, well, it's got the name recognition. We've got 5 more years of episodes, and when we put it late in the block, it's generally pretty steady if it's rating. Like it's definitely got a core fan base that will watch the show week after week after week. And think about it, if you're someone who's at best tangentially have a tangential knowledge of anime, and you're like, well, I'm watching Family Guy. Well, Dragon Ball's gonna be on in an hour. What anime's on? And then you see Naruto, something that you probably recognize from your childhood. You'd be like, okay, I'll watch this. I mean, it's Naruto. I mean, I watched it in middle school or something. Well, that's me in real life. I watched Naruto a lot in middle school because it was really popular. It's a cultural phenomenon back in like 2007, 2008 when it was on like Cartoon Network, when it was on the Cartoon Network Toonami. Every kid in my school, even those who were like not at all in anime, were obsessed with Naruto. Which is again part of the thing I think really helps with Dragon Ball is the fact that it's nostalgia. Like something like you watched this when you were a kid, you're like, oh cool, it's on TV, so I'm just gonna watch it now that I'm an adult. And I think Naruto Shippuden can have some degree of an appeal, especially if the change is made during a filler arc. So it's not like you have to know about all this ninja intrigue. You just be like, oh, Naruto's fucking around on a boat or something, and that's something I think a lot of casual people can get into. So that's just my 2 cents about what Toonami should do. What do you guys think? Do you think these were great ratings this week? Leave your comments down below. How do you think Hunter x Hunter's finale is going to do next week? I want you to put your guesses down below. I'm guessing a 0.14. I like hearing your comments. If you like this content, if you want more Toonami content, please subscribe. Please hit that like button. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.